you. What I found interesting, to be exact, was the Maenads killing Pentheus. Not only did I find it interesting at how violent they were by tearing apart pieces of his body and having blood all over their hands, but what I found really interesting was that the god Dionysus actually made it painless. They said he tore off his shoulder, but the god made it come off easily so that it was painless. And for such a violent scene, I don't know how it would be depicted that way, so I found that interesting. Okay, so the second question we address is which values are being represented in the dramatic world and who are they assigned to? Assigned to the people, for first, would be divine nature over humanity and God's affect fate over humans. This can be seen in many ways, but for example, Dionysus said, "I am bringing the boy for great contest, which I will win," because he knows that he is going to punish Pentheus. He also said in the play that if you had known to keep your mind sound, which you do not wish to do, you would have had good fortune, and the sun Zeus would have been your ally. The second value I found was women liberation. This is assigned to the Maenads, because in the play, the women are destroying any men who come into that hillside where they are worshiping Dionysus himself, and it also gives quotes such as "women over men." For question 3, I underlined the word vohi when Dionysius was showing this off to the women, and it's the equivalent to ancient hallelujah, which was a cry for joy, and it just understood the atmosphere better in that situation. Okay, for question 4, they ask how the Maenads are depicted in this play. They are depicted as powerful and strong throughout the entire play once they're worshipping Dionysus himself. For example, it said when they were attacking Pentheus that they had blood on their hands and they tossed Pentheus's meat like balls in a game of catch. Another one is when Dionysus was telling Pentheus that he couldn't approach the women directly and that he had to dress as a woman because he would cause bloodshed if they attacked Bacchae directly. I also don't think that they were depicted the same through everybody in this play. Dionysus made the Maenads very strong and powerful, while Pentheus referred to them on page 32 that he would not give in to my own women, my slaves. So he refers to them as slaves and that they were under him and wouldn't even dress as a woman because it was embarrassing to him himself. This probably shows that women in the Greek life were not very respected back then because he referred to them as slaves, and he was the leader of the city itself. Okay, so question 5 asks why Elvis Presley's on the front of this play, and I would have to say it's the lifestyle that's being performed in the play in relation to Elvis Presley. Dionysus is the god of wine, and he wants this ecstasy feel where everybody's happy. And I think Elvis Presley, in relation, has that same standpoint where he was always drinking and always having a good time in his time period. For question 6, I ask the two questions of why Cadmus is punished with the rest of his family when he indeed went to worship at the hill, and the other one is did Cadmus and Tiresias themselves actually ever make it to the hill, because any men would have been torn apart by the Maenads, it said later in the play.